Welcome to the Nanoviews, nano-sized reviews of interesting films from Diamanda Hagan in Suede. Yeah, that's me. We at the Nanoviews have a special message from the writer Mistress Hagan. I almost called this inanimate because that's what my copy is called, and I had no idea it was called Harbinger Down literally everywhere else in the world. Thankfully, I did the bare minimum research before writing. So, San Dimas High School football rules! Very moving, mistress. I almost cried. The backstory to this low-budget creature feature is kind of interesting. Everyone remembers the controversy over The Thing remake or prequel that so disappointed audiences back in 2011. Well, it also disappointed the effects guys at Amalgamated Dynamics. They'd done a lot of effects for the prequel/remake of The Thing, and I know that sounds clunky, but you can't exactly say The Other Thing because it sounds too much like a spin-off, and you can't say the previous thing because that sounds like the one from the 50s. But anyway, they had their work painted over with substandard CGI. The whole thing left a bad taste in their mouth, so they took it upon themselves to fund their own movie in a similar vein and show what they could do. So Harbinger Down is primarily a special effects vehicle. Produced, written and directed by special effects guys Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr. As a result, the script and directing really isn't the best, and to make it even worse, the budget was so low that they couldn't really afford to show off what they could do. As a film, this is kind of woodenly acted, generically directed, and the script is a series of excuses for monster stuff. The plot is even a retread of The Thing on a boat, as good as that sounds. As a piece by itself, it's fine, there's far worse out there. And as a reaction to the fuckery the poor guys experienced in The Thing, it's a minor tragedy. A tragedy made worse because parts of the film seem to be missing. It's like it skips forward 5 minutes every so often. I'm guessing they had to cut scenes for budgetary reasons, but the end result is kind of incoherent. They have long and impressive filmographies dating all the way back to the 80s, and they got screwed. First by a studio and then by the massive expenses of making this sort of film, they just deserved better. There are some good gooey effects throughout, and some of the deaths are very entertaining. Think about what could have been in both this and the Thing remake/prequel and get at least a little sad. Still, Lance Henriksen's in it, and that's always good. I'm Suede, I voiced this, Hagan wrote it, and you think the confusion on the title is bad, you should see The Edge of Tomorrow. So many people called it Live, Die, Repeat, it's not even funny.